What's up, everybody? We are in business. How's it going, Joe and Phil, Brad, Liz? I see y'all. I'm just getting in. Watch your eyeballs. Got to turn on the. Oh, Jesus! YouTube lights, bright. Watch your eyeballs. It's gonna get bright, or it already did. Hope everybody's doing good. I have been building something. A brand new project, actually. It has nothing to do with YouTube, but in the spirit of, I saw Scruff Dog building a wood rack, and I'm like, yeah, all right, maybe I need to start sharing some of my outside electronics projects. You know, I didn't even cover building. Good morning, Brad. I see you. It's not quite 420 yet, but it's getting close to 420. But let me show you something. Let me show you the pictures I've got first, because I want to get those out of the way. So we're going to bring it back to the workbench. The audio disappeared on me, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I'm building a caged-in garden, and I was going to share that. I wished I would have had audio over that. That would have been great. I don't know why the audio didn't carry over. That's totally fine. Let me try something really quick, because I do want to talk about it, mainly because that doesn't tell you a lot. One moment, hang on. Cool, now we got audio. You should be able to hear me now. All right, so we're gonna, that right there is the garlic. I'm growing garlic in that bin, and it hasn't sprouted yet. That right there is onion in those 4 pots. Those have not sprouted yet. This is all new. I'm still in the middle of building it. I've been doing a lot. My tomatoes, I've got 10 tomato plants. Yeah, I had to copy the scene over to get audio. But yeah, those are my tomato plants. Because I'm disabled and I can't walk very far, I went ahead and decided to set my garden up right outside my front door. So I've got a caged in garden that I've been working on, and that's so that I can get to all of my stuff without having to go all the way out to the large garden. We got a great big garden out in the back, and so yeah, I'm not quite finished with it. I still got to put in one more row of screen across the top, and once I get through with the top row of screen, and of course, this is a spider plant. While it's on the screen, that's a spider plant that was gifted to me, and then I've got a plant next. There it is. That one was gifted to me. But basically, I'm trying to get my garden set up because food has gotten too expensive, and then yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've been working on a garden, and then in between working on a garden, I've been working on this module here, and then I also did this module, and I've gotten into making stickers. Let me show. Oh, 420. Hold on. I'm not missing that. No sir, we're gonna start the stream off right. So let me show you this. This is kind of cool. As you've already seen, there's a SpectrumDIY sticker right here on camera. That's one I made. And I can show you that up close. Hold on, let me I'll grab that one. I don't think I brought that down. So up close, I'm gonna let it, there we go. There you go. There's your, that's the sticker I made for my channel. And I mean, they're already for sale, but I'm not gonna post the shop information until I've got a module. I want to put I want to finish this module that I'm working on. But I've got these, and then of course that's the one that's on my workbench. And then of course I did these. These are vinyl, and that's transfer tape over the top of it. Now I've already stuck one of these to my guitar. It looks kind of cool, to be honest with you. But it's matte. It's matte vinyl. And so these are individual letters, and so this transfer tape, you kind of, I haven't finished them, but you heat it up and let it kind of glue down, and you flip it over and heat it up again and peel the back off and then stick it to whatever you're going to do, and that makes it permanent, I guess, or semi-permanent. They're removable, I think, which in vinyl world that's like semi-permanent. Oh, I did bring one sticker down to show you. Damn. All right, well I can put that back up on the shelf then, since I already showed it to you. And then I made this one. This is because I have ADHD, or rather I am ADHD, whatever. This is 80 80s with 80 different fonts to spell ADHD. And this is a vinyl sticker actually made. So that's done in vinyl. And then I made some other stickers. This one fell down into the pot. This one is another one. The dopamine made me do it. Chasing that dopamine, that happy feeling. Ended up making some of these. So I've been working on trying to get some stickers made. Thought that was kind of cool. I've done some other ones, but because YouTube doesn't like controversy, I'm not going to show those. I'll leave them on my TikTok channel because, well, they can kiss my ass over there. When it comes to, they're a China company. And I'm sorry, I don't follow China rules. I follow where I live. And where I live says I can say what I want to say. Not that I want to say anything ugly, but talking about our human rights on YouTube is not as... I've found that it's better just to stick that on TikTok. So TikTok being my personal, if you follow me there, that's my personal. That's not, I don't do anything professional there. So, I don't know. Sam actually found me. Hey Nettie, Sam from Look Mom No Computer found me on TikTok. So I don't know. It's kind of nerve-wracking in a point, because it's like, well, now you're into my personal life. You're no longer you're not just a subscriber, and I'm not a subscriber to you on YouTube. Now you're in my personal life, so you get to see my daily. Oh my God. But people that don't know shit about TikTok, who've never used it for anything more than one time to open it up and look in it, I'm going to tell you right now, they don't know anything about the app. I've been on it since December, and that algorithm knows you. It knows you. It does not know you at first, but give it about a week or two of scrolling and liking and interacting with stuff that you like and dislike, and it will learn you so well, in fact, that for some reason, and I do not know why, but I've got 1,700 people following me on my personal TikTok because it put me with people that are like me. I've been on YouTube now for 15 years, and I've not nowhere near 1,700. That's yeah, that's a funny shit right there. But with TikTok, it's based off of you. So if it sucks, then you're not interacting with the stuff you like. It'll get you there. I've been there for a while because I was curious. I've made 3 accounts so far. My first account was at 1,200 people. My second one's at 1,700. And I can tell you with certainty that it puts you with the same... they all give me the same thing because I interact with the same stuff every time. And so I've been doing that as my social because I meet more people like me, which has been great. Been really supportive. Facebook algorithm, I don't know. I was on Facebook since it started, since it replaced MySpace, and I didn't care for it. I got off of it because it was too toxic. YouTube is toxic too, but I also am actively deleting comments that are negative and hateful and stuff like this, because I promote positive stuff, period, and that's even on this channel, this one or my TikTok, either one. So I don't have room for hatred and ugly shit. We're all trying to make it in life. We're all trying to do our best. We're all trying to live day to day, and I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with people doing what they want to do, as long as they're not hurting anybody, right? So, other than the garden, the other update, which I didn't do a video on, this is the single version of that RGB LED control module that I used for just an LED, like a single LED on and off. And there's not much to see, but I wanted to show you, like, I did actually put this on my shared works, I think. So if you wanted one that wasn't RGB, you wanted just a single channel, this one clips together like that, and then boom, you've got a single channel. So that was the other thing. Blending Sentinel. What? I try to be positive. Look, I've been through the ringer, and I'm sorry, I refuse to stop smiling because it feels good. What's that? The dopamine made me do it. All right, so this, I want to talk about this now because this is kind of today's live stream. I'm laughing about them tiny hands. Let me finish my coffee a bit. So this is a prototype. Somebody's gonna say, well, why does it look like that? This is actually not the first prototype, I'm gonna be honest with you. Where is that other one? Did I lose it? Oh, damn, I might have lost it already. Technically, okay, well, I did breadboard it. Okay, there is a breadboard. Okay, so I've breadboarded this circuit. I did not fully breadboard the circuit, just to be clear on that. I didn't breadboard the op amp. I made this. This is not. Let me show you the schematic. Hold on. That'll be so much better. Let's start with the schematic. All right. So we started with this, and let me get a pen. That'll help. Smile. I'm embarrassed about my smile these days, but you know what? It's not gonna stop. All right, so this is 2LM3915, which Brad pointed out in the last time we talked about this, is a logarithmic chip. This is set up for a 60 decibel dot mode display. The schematic does not follow this, not all the way. I think I'm already pushing my luck on what I'm going to try to do during the live. Short version, there's a schematic that I've worked up that's similar to this. This circuit here, however, is not present, and neither is this, and this 9 is connected over to this node here. There's also a variable, like, okay, so this 5 here, it comes from 5, but it comes straight over to 5, and then from that middle line it comes down to a potentiometer set of legs here, you know, the typical like volume whatever. I think one goes to ground, like it's like this or something like that. I'd have to go look at the schematic again. Short version is it just limits how much line level is going in, because I am taking a Euro rack line, which is 12 volts, and sending it, and I don't want to take any chances, so I'll put a knob on it to tweak it so you could adjust it there. There is also another knob which adjusts the reference here, the reference out, and that comes down and is just the reference to ground. So I've done quite a bit to it. On the actual board, there's also the Eurorack power supply header, the audio jack input. Here's the knob I was talking about. This is the one that is the input knob, and then this is the attenuator knob, or like the reference adjust. And what this is you literally could go to Texas Instruments and look up 60 dB dot mode display. This is the SNVS740C. That's the sheet. LM3915. And so I took this and modified it and changed some of the components. There's resistor changes in here too, I believe. Yeah. And then I've got a buffered input, which is, again, is bringing in synthesizer line level and buffering it. And then that's attenuated and then into the circuit. Now, from here, I just want to put it together and make sure it works. I did one already, and it works. However, let me get that one. I know I've got it here somewhere. Here it is. All right, so this was the very original prototype, and R6 had to go, which won't make sense because, again, I didn't bring up a schematic on the screen. This resistor is a shunt resistor that was coming from the signal, it was going to ground. And the problem with that resistor to ground, that is a terrible, whatever. That's a terrible drawing. Nobody knows what that is. That resistor to ground was causing the dots to stop like right in here, right? And it's supposed to come all the way up to the top at full volume. Secondly, the diode. I had a diode as kind of reverse polarity protection, and I realized, like, okay, well, I really don't need that because it's coming off of an op amp on the output. You'd be hard pressed to screw that up. Like, it'll be fine. So by taking that out and putting in another wire that brought the dots on up a little further, I had to take out another bleeder capacitor from the signal. I'm not going to try to draw it. But I had to take that one out. That's an easy draw. That's a line and a curve right to ground. Anyway, the point is that had to go. It was bleeding too much. And then once those 3 items changed, and then on the back I had to go 9 to 1 to 9, which is making this the bar mode. And then, of course, the 1 was for power because that's where all of these are getting their juice from. Yeah, on this chip. So LED 1 is helping signal this, right? So once I jumpered this went to working. So theoretically, this one should work because it's the revised. But just to tell you where I'm at, like, I've already killed about a month on this project. It shouldn't have taken this long. The dopamine made me do it. Yeah. I swear. That sticker was a request. Actually, I've had a couple of requests. Somebody wants me to make them some stickers too. I'm waiting on that artwork. So yeah, that's what I'm building here this is a VU meter, basically. Okay, now if this gets fully functional, I already know there's plenty of headroom that once I add the filter between wherever 5 is, I think pin 5 is on the back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, pin 5 is right here. So once it hits the pin 5 in this line, I know there'll be enough juice to still power the meter. So I'm gonna it'll be 20 rows of these. And I don't know how, this is the trick. I can either do it with 1 op amp signaling a pair of chips per row, which is that's going to be the way I'd have to do it correctly. Crap. That won't be too much, whatever. But I got to duplicate this 19 more times across for each band. I want to do a 20 band. And the other thing, there's going to be a microphone amplification circuit. I've already got the circuit. I've done it before and covered that in a previous video when I did the rainbow VU meter. I'm going to take that microphone circuit along with, I've got these mic caps, and these are condenser mic caps. They're super sensitive, basically like the one I'm talking on now, matter of fact. And that's going to go on the board, and there'll be another switch. This is a power switch. The other switch is going to be for between microphone or line. So you could choose to line in, and there'll be another jack. So it's a pass-through. In other words, you plug a jack in and a jack out. You'll lose a cable, but you're grabbing a copy of the signal to power this thing. Or if you don't want to use a cable, you can flip a switch and it'll go into whatever the room sounds like. You know, if you're jamming loud enough, you can switch it over to that and jam. So yeah, that's why I called it a visualizer. And these are 120 ohm, but because I've got a whole heap of 100 ohm, I'm going to use those up first. I don't care. The 20 ohms doesn't matter. Not in this project. So, we're off. Let's go. How's everybody doing? Y'all hanging in there? That was a long info dump, I know. It's been a minute. I've been healing from surgery. I had 8 teeth taken out of my face. Oof. The recovery sucked. Oh my god. But you know what? I got to have ice cream for the first time in like 6 months. That was great. Oh, that was great. I've been drinking ice cream in my coffee and just ice cream, feeling like a proper fat kid. But yeah, of course, outside of surgery, I've also been trying to, again, set up SpectrumDIY at the shop and not just random videos. I have a lot of designs I'm trying to get in the shop for sale, mainly to put food on the table. You know, we gotta eat. We don't have to eat. I mean, may not last very long, but you know, eating is important. You know, and for the record, if anybody has not seen it yet, but likes to see other DIY, Scruff Dog put together a wood rack, proper welded and everything. That was cool. It's the first time I've ever sat down and just watched somebody weld something. I mean, I've watched This Old Tony, but that's This Old Tony. You already expect welding. I like it when a proper nerd gets on the welding machine and makes it happen. Scruff, I'm picking at you, right? I know you're gonna hear this and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna get you. And you know where I live now too, because I sent you that Dealy Bob. Which, on that note, I think from now on I might have to get like a shipping account with UPS or FedEx or something, because shipping has started to get a little bit more expensive than I remember it being. I shipped one package like Monday to somebody else over in California. That joker was $37 for regular old basic ground. I said, Lord have mercy. Oh, my heart. You better be damn glad you're my friend. I would charge anybody else for this kind of shit. But anyway, I do all this stuff for free. I don't really care. It just surprised me how much that one thing costs, you know. I'm not gonna hesitate to ship stuff out over cost if I can afford it, you know. But it doesn't mean it doesn't surprise me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. Oh man, that would have been perfect if I had 6 left, wouldn't it? But I got to put these 2 lone ones back in the 100 ohm drawer, I think. That's a 10 ohm, 100K, 100K, 10, yeah. Figures. Dang it. But when this project gets finished, this is going to be one of the projects that I will sell. The final version anyway, the finished version. I'll have it up in my shop, and that way, you know, if anybody wants one, I will build. It will be a build to order. Like, I can, if somebody wants one and they order it, I'll build it. Because I don't want to build a bunch of them on hand and then they just sit there, you know. Like, I don't mind having the boards on hand to do it, but yeah. Then of course I got to figure out how much the dang good thing costs to build. I have no idea. A lot of these parts are really cheap, but like the ICs will be what add up, and the jack sockets and all that other stuff. Like the bigger stuff will add up. The capacitors and resistors are really, really cheap. LEDs are reasonably cheap. But like the jack sockets are $1.50, I think, and or no, they're not. No, they're not. That's the knobs. The knobs are $1.50. The jack sockets are 50 cents or 52, something like that. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I buy them at like 30 to 50 at a time. Got the TIG out the other day. Uh-oh. TIG welding. I've never TIG welded. I've electric welded. Does that count? Oh, so something else. This museum is not obsolete, now has an online phone number that we can call and listen to the museum. And I've got those numbers written down. I'm going to try to call that. We're going to try to, it's an international call, but I want to try to call that and see if we can see what this museum sounds like from here. That'd be cool, right? I haven't done that yet. I haven't I haven't even tried it. I don't know if my phone will do international. If it won't, but gives me the option to charge it, oh yeah, you know I'm gonna have to do it. We gotta call them. They're probably closed and there's nobody gonna answer, but you can still listen to the machines and stuff. So that's kind of what I'm curious about, like how the machines. Somebody he posted a TikTok video, and while recording it, somebody was calling it. And I was like, what? And that's cool. Let's see. Yeah. Get 100K. This design has, oh my god. I've been more stressed that I did so many tweaks to it before even ordering it, and then when I got the actual board, it still had like 3 or 4 things. I was like, oh my god. The bright side, the filters might add a lot of extra circuitry, and duplicating this thing 20 times might add the circuitry, but that is not hard to do. The filter math is pretty straightforward. Like each filter you do, basically you're gonna have to do 3 formulas. You'll do FH equals 1 over 2 pi F or R1 C1, and then FL equals 1 over 2 pi R2 C2, and that gives you your band pass for one channel, right? But then to figure out, say, the capacitor, you're gonna plug in the resistor and do something like C equals 1 over 2 pi FCR or FLR, FL or FHR, depending on which one you're calculating. Of course, I'm sure if I'm wrong, somebody will correct me. That's some analog math, though, so to be honest with you, the only people that tend to correct that shit is other ham radio operators and analog people. So I'm not too worried. Although it's accurate, I know it is. I know those formulas because I've had to calculate filters enough times. I just, somebody's going to say something, I'm sure. 100 picofarad. Oh yes, that's right. I did buy a whole bunch of 100 picofarads. I don't have to dig them. I have to dig them out. I can go straight to them. R2D2. Smart ass. Pretty much though. I mean, that's what it feels like. I feel like I'm a human cyborg relations. Half the time. Oh man. Anyway. So yeah, I'm getting there. If I can get this design hammered out, it's gonna be kind of cool, I think. I don't know how big it is gonna be or like anything, but I do know that when the design is finished, it's definitely gonna be cool. I can feel it in my guts. You ever just build something you just like, yep, I can see it. I already see it. I gotta make it. I gotta make it happen, Captain, And I see this in my future. There's a damn visualizer with 20 bands across. My inner redneck. Channel that spirit. Hold a minute. I also moved my solder holder off to the side so that it would fall out of the way a little more readily when I'm done using it. So maybe that'll give me some advantage here. I'm so stoked about this design. This is my first all me. That VCO, I already said that. I already covered that VCO was not all me. All I did was take a picture and convert it into a module. I mean, the design was mine, but the schematic wasn't. This schematic, oh yeah. I've already made the mic schematic myself. I've made all the filters myself. I haven't calculated them, but I've made the filters. I'm proud of this thing. This is completely me. I mean, you got to start from somewhere, so the VU meter part comes from a basis of somewhere, but I still had to completely redo it, basically. It's like this one's even more from scratch than the dimmer circuit, and that one was damn near redesigned from like the ground up too. This one, I tried to find something like this that existed, and I cannot find anything like this in existence already. I can find a VU meter. You can find a VU meter everywhere that's got 20 bands, 30 bands, whatever. I got plenty of them. But can you find one that's a module that you can play with your synthesizer? Can you find one of those? I bet not. Because I've looked. I tried to buy one. Couldn't find it. I said, well, if I can't find it, I'll make it. And if I make it, then I'm going to sell it, because I would like to share it. Why not? I've already done I did like a whole folder of free stuff on my shared works, by the way, in case anybody wanted to know. Like, I made it easier to find all of my freebies. And I say freebies on stuff I legit don't really care about selling or anything. Like, I didn't make it to sell. I made it for educational purposes. This one, I'm working on something to sell that I can call my own. But the VCO, because I did not fully do that, and I did it for an educational video, it's on my shared works. You know, you can get all of the files and everything. And like, even my ADHD design, you can get that for free too. You don't have to buy the sticker. I mean, you can, but you don't have to, you know. All of that's on shared works. And as to where shared works is at, that's on my YouTube profile. Like, there's a link tree, and the link tree, the shared works is like at the very top. And you can, anything I've done that's like I think the RGB module is on there, the ADHD sticker is on there, the VCO that I did is on there. I think I put the LED regular, like the single LED on it. I might have, I might not have. I'm not real sure on that. This won't be on there. This, like I said, this is one I'm trying to actually, I would like to make something off of, but there's even no guarantee with that. So, you know, I don't know. I might eventually release it free if it doesn't do anything, but I probably won't, just because it doesn't do it right away. It doesn't mean it wouldn't do it in like a year or two, like right at the last second when I'm like, oh, I give up. Dang it, I could have made money. Put food on the table. Food has gotten like outrageous. I'm like, isn't this the same cost? Like, it does not cost any more to make this stuff. I know it doesn't. Like, I live on 10 acres. I live on a farm. You can't tell me how much food costs, because I literally live on a farm. I know how much the shit costs. It don't cost that much. Fucking capitalist shit. I hate it. And TikTok can't ban me here, so I can say that. TikTok don't like you to say political shit. Every time I got my first account banned because I said I was autistic, and I'm like, bro, I am autistic. You're basically discriminating against me by banning me, and you're lucky that I don't give a shit about with like that account at the time. If they tried to do that to my current one, yeah, you can better believe I've got a pretty good lawyer, and he loves making money. I don't have the money to pay him, but he don't mind me paying it off on, you know, monthly basis. let them fuck around and ban me again, and I'll see about discrimination lawsuit. Because my friends appreciate my videos. I know they do. They tell me. And I appreciate my friends' videos. Hell, you should see some of them. I'm friends with artists and musicians and electronic wizards. Oh my God. I'm friends with people that I was like, man, if I knew you in person and you have the audacity to live so far away, you realize we could have our own maker convention if we just all got together? What am I doing? Anyway. Look at that. We're onto sockets already. Let's put them. I always carry these sockets on hand. I went and got some extra ones because I was running low. Because these are prototypes. And in case well, I already know this is not the final version, so why put a chip in it? I think these are 18 pin. Yes. Cool. I need to check chat. I haven't caught up on chat yet. I'm over here kind of rambling to myself, thinking about ADHD shit, really. Where'd you get the LED drivers from? They seem to be out of stock everywhere I look. Oh, I made those. The ones I made, those, the single module and the RGB one, I made those. I didn't buy them. I designed them and ordered the boards for them and assembled them, and that's it. Yeah, I swear I felt that. Live in the middle of connections and no makers conventions here. Oh, I'm sorry. I felt that because I used to live in the middle of nowhere. I lived out in a place called Star, and that's basically the middle of nowhere. I don't want to use these. These are nice pots. Let me not use my nice ones. I got some cheaper ones. These are the solid shaft that I bought recently. Decided to just switch to solid shaft. I don't want to really use those. Do I have any split shaft? I'm not. No, I don't. Dang. I was hoping I had some of the ones that had like the little shave on the side. You know what I mean? Like I've got some 10K ones like that have the little flat edge on them. You can't see that on my camera. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Just use the split shaft. That's fine. I'm trying to switch to the set screw knobs because I kind of, in hindsight, regret not using them as set screws. Like I kind of like them. No, not gonna lie. Well, I mean, in terms of assembly and disassembly, they're a lot nicer. I mean, as far as overall quality, I can't speak for whether they're better or not, but I most certainly wished I would have gotten the whatever. My brain just had a fart. Just go with it. You know what I'm trying to say, damn it. And if you don't, well, sorry. I can't do nothing. But anyway, I've been, I had a long weekend with the kids. We've been painting. I got that Raspberry Pi 400 I've had sitting around. I finally managed to get a screen for it. So my oldest, at 5 years old, mind you, my oldest can now use a Raspberry Pi. The way I didn't teach her. I did her like my dad did me, but nicer. Like, I gave her the setup, and I said, this is the mouse. You use it to move this little pointer around, and there's the button. You use that to click on stuff. And I brought up her favorite shows, and I walked away and left it. And about an hour later, she'd come in there. I can't figure out what happened. The screen had gone off. I come in. She paused the video, and the screensaver came on. So her first experience with a screensaver, she came and got help. I was like, well, I appreciate you coming and getting me. When the screen goes off, definitely do that, because it may not always be that, right? So I show her how to fix the screensaver, and then ever since then, she had not asked me for anything. She'd be over there on the computer playing a game, or like it's Raspberry Pi, so you know it's got the Pi Arcade on it. She's figuring out the Pi Arcade. Oh, where'd you get the LED driver from? Oh, you know, to be honest with you, I've had them for a while. I got them off of eBay though. The ICs, I got them off of eBay. Programming on Scratch. I hope so. I'm excited for her. You know, to be honest with you, I fully support kids having access to educational tools at any age that they're capable of putting their hands on it. You know, like my youngest is 3. She has known how to use a kid's tablet now since she was 2, and the only thing on it is color matching, shape matching, and numbers games, like the educational kid stuff. She uses that and knows it pretty well. Like I'm really proud of their progress and how much they're learning. So, you know, it took me a minute to be okay giving them a tablet. I was so like, oh, they're gonna be on that damn screen all day. Well, that's not true. Now that they've got it, the educational factor keeps them more wanting to go outside and play when they get bored of it. Like, they won't be on the screen for more than about 45 minutes and be like, okay, I want to go outside. And they'll go. They think I'm going to let them have access to, like, games. And I'm like, no, child. You need to be old enough to understand when to put the thing down. Oh, I forgot 2 resistors. Whoops. I mean, I'm not going to go plug it in yet or anything. So I guess that's not really a tragedy. It's just, I didn't notice them. But yeah, I don't know. I love my kids. I'm proud of how far they have come along and how much they've learned already. They draw me stuff all the time, and they'll come set it on my desk and be like, here you go, I drew you something. And I'm over here, oh, child. And not low key, I have a drawer. I'm not going to get all that out. So that's personal to her. I mean, she probably wouldn't care, but she's not here to ask. Anyway, they'll bring the drawings over to me, and whenever I'm done looking at them, giving them my opinion on it, I put it in the drawer down there. Save it. One day, Riley was like, what do you do? My oldest, she was like, what do you do with all of my drawings? I haven't seen them. I'm like, they're right here. Whipped them out. She about cried. She looked like she was about to cry. Like, what the heck? Which kind of makes me wonder, like, how does she handle, like, what happens over at the other place? But that's none of my business. So I don't I have no idea. Yeah, I think it's sweet too. Oh no. Emotional damage. I think that's 12 volt negative here. Let me double check schematics. This might be a good time to show you the schematic to this thing. Let me see if it'll load. I need to put a marker on here. I didn't do that. That's the one regret. I did not put a marker because negative 12 is the stripy bit, right? And the stripy bit is on mine black. It's a black wire. And so the IDC 12 volts is on the left of this. So it sure is. I do have the schematic. I'll just show you my desktop. There you go. What? Okay. Alright, we're back. Sorry. Yeah, wow. I need to fix the audio on that one too. Let me fix that before that. One moment. Desktop. Cool. Alright, so all you guys missed me doing was, here's the schematic. It was basic. That's all I said. And then all I did here that you guys missed was me going, oh no, you get to see how messy it is. And I was zooming in here trying to track down which one was -12, which is this one. And I put -12 on the silkscreen for my future self to remember, and then saved it. So you didn't miss anything. It went silent. So I do apologize for that. I'm still working on, I need to make sure audio is on all screens. That's something I'm working on. Yeah, I apologize, but I had to pause because I had to double check where this, or rather the orientation of this plug, because it is keyed. Like, it has a slot on it, and that slot is going to make sure the plug is in the right way. So yeah, sorry about the audio there. I'm still trying to get all of those individual camera views to have the right audio, and it's a miracle that I even got the stream to work as it did today. I got all the pictures on a slideshow, and I was like, all right, either they'll hear me and it'll work, or it won't. And sure enough, it was silent. So I had to go back and look at the pictures again, which is totally fine. But for people who don't catch the stream live and don't realize, like, uh-oh, this is not supposed to happen. People get bored when it's too quiet for too long, I've noticed. Or I do anyway. But I don't worry about it. I got it working. We're live. We're fine now. It's good. You know? Now, I still have not got a Wanda cam. There's no Wanda vision. I'm going to try to do that. I don't know if I can get 4 cameras to work. It was a stretch to get 3. But it likes to work in pairs. So, I will try it, you know? Alright, let's put some LED. Yeah, I'm going to put the LEDs in next. And then I'll put the jack socket last, because that jack socket is kind of tall. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me while it has the goofity boops. That's the perks of going live, you know, something always happens. Especially, like, okay, I was trying to do a TikTok live stream with guitar, and which turned into synthesizers. And me and my buddy were live there. My camera stand fell over twice. I almost tripped over my cables twice. We had no audio for a minute. Just one little thing after another. It's like, oh my God, just work, dang it. You could prep all day. So like today, I've spent the last hour double checking settings to make sure that when I hit that live button, at the very least, it didn't crash, and it's still the audio still is muted twice. It was muted twice. Like once during the PCB correction. Well, that wasn't a correction. It was more like I really am tired of guessing. I really should have put that 12 volt negative sign there when I first ran the trace, but my brain didn't. I'll remember it, you know. It's like writing code, you know, and you don't comment the code because you know you'll remember it later. Which is the biggest lie programmers tell us. The second biggest lie is that you didn't forget the semicolon. If you've never written code, semicolon is how you end any line of code. If you don't end the line of code, it runs into the next line as if they're Well, you know, machines read with no spaces, so those lines and spaces and tabs and indentions are all useless to the machine. It breaks it down into, is there a space between functions that needs to be there or not be there, and it's all one line basically. But it's visually appealing to the person reading and writing the code, you know, so we do it. I have written code on a single line just to irritate somebody before, though. One of my old bosses was being a dick, so I converted his code to a single line. Gave it to him. Was not amused. Couldn't fire me though, because that was like the only person that would take the job at the time. I ended up quitting later on. I think I either quit or just didn't show up, so I got fired for being absent. I don't remember which, but the dude he was a raging a-hole. He was the kind of person that if you haven't considered hurting, you haven't been around him. And I'm not one to condone violence, but you know, some people just bring that out of you. And he would find that set of buttons and jam on them with the force of a dying star, to be honest. It was tragic. I had a dude quit right before me. His name was Robert. I heard him. He snapped off. He said, "You'll never talk to me like that again, boy. Let me ever catch you out in public. I'm going to whoop your butt." I'm in my office just like, do I need to lock my door? Is this going to be one of those days? Oh, I was kind of, the way his tone was and the way he was yelling, I was concerned. I almost wanted to lock my door because I'm non-confrontational. I'm petty, but I'm non-confrontational. Like, yeah, I did the code that way, but I wouldn't have yelled at him. I would have just walked out of the building all quiet, like, you know. It's like, I'm done. I don't get into the confrontation, but I was, after he did all of that, I was like, well, I can't let him go out by himself. So when I quit, I messed up the code so that it was broken, and then converted it to a single line so that whenever they tried to fix it, it would be that was a job I wish I would have never taken, to be honest. Only because of the boss. It wasn't the job, it was the boss. He was one of those, because I'm the manager, everybody has to do what I say, when I say it, and how I say it, even though I've got zero experience in doing the job. Whereas all the employees and what is it? Who's the manager under the assistant manager? The assistant manager was great. He was a great dude. Found out later the CEO fired him because of his attitude. So it wasn't just me. He rubbed everybody wrong. Oh, these cutters. This was a set of donation. So if you're that donator, I still haven't found out who did it. It showed up with no return address. It just was addressed to me, and the note in it just said, "I hope these are helpful," and it was these and these ones. I got 2 sets of these. They were for chainmail. Where are they? Always comment to go, yeah, for real. Jessica Ross. Are you Honey Bunch Productions by chance? Is that? Anyway, those are the other pliers they sent me. I'm terrible with names, but there's only one person I can think of that knows about code readily that watches me. And that's saying something, because I know a few people that work with code. They're just not on my TikTok page. So this is nearly assembled. We got to put in 1 jack socket. This one's been used. We'll reuse it. I took the switch and the socket and the knobs out of the first prototype because I don't like to waste I don't mind letting go of the resistors and capacitors, that's fine, but I don't want to let go of a jack socket and the potentiometers over a prototype. That just seems like kind of a waste. I believe we are assembled, except for these legs got a bit, they got a bit tall, they got a bit proud. They're not gonna push. Oh no. There we go. That'll be good enough. So let's put some chips in it. Where are my chips at? Need 2 of them. Haha, right on. Welcome to the stream. This is normally, okay, the last several months, like the last 6 months, I've been building Kosmo modules from Look Mom No Computer. And so this is still part of synthesis. This is still going to be the synthesis project. It's just this is later on. This is the visualizer that'll go on Wanda. And then, of course, when this is finished, there's a couple of more off. They're not even in schematic form yet, but I've got to make, I want to make a grid of, did I put that? I put that socket upside down. Note to self, upside down socket. Do not put the chip in upside down. That socket is, it's just pins, so it doesn't matter, but the orientation of the chip does. You could fry it. But anyway, so I'm gonna make a matrix that'll, you know, basically I can copy signals a bunch. And then there's another module that I want to design, and it's the Cinco de VCO. I want to redo it and add the tuner circuit, but more complicated still. The tuner circuit is going to be a synchronized tuner circuit. It's going to be Arduino based, using a digital potentiometer to adjust the pitch so that I can basically flip a switch to engage a master oscillator, tune it, and then everything else will tune to the nearest, well, copy. So like if I tune it to C, everything else will go to C. It could be an octave higher or lower, doesn't matter, as long as it's a C. How's it going, Delta? Hey, shout out to Delta. Look, Delta's the one that actually taught me how to use KiCad. I've had they gave me the crash course. I went from never in my life heard of it, touched it, opened it up. They spent about an hour of putting up with me, and I was a pain in the ass, I'm sure. But after about an hour, I successfully made the first VU meter, I think, was in that, what? Nightlight shows, the electronics, but yeah, Brad, please take some video. That'll be awesome. But yeah, Delta's the one that got me kick-started in KiCad. So if it weren't for them, shit, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how to do this shit. Hell no. So it can be tested now. You won't be able to see it. That's unfortunate. I need to work on a WandaVision, or just I need to get a benchtop supply. I was gonna design one, but I ended up needing to build that supply so I could even turn Wanda on, because apparently I've plugged in too many modules. I've reached like there's like 17 or 18 plugs or 19 plugs now. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Okay, well that's fair. I'm glad I wasn't a pain. All right, so let me go plug this in. Bear with me. You won't be able to see anything, I know, but you know, the hope here is that it works. I can give you a yay it works or nay it don't pretty easily enough. So let's see. I'm gonna output it to here. got the drum input. And now I gotta turn Wanda on and give Wanda power. There we go. Alright, so drum beat. Yep, got drums. I'm gonna hit play on drum. You were not gonna be able to hear anything, I'm sorry. Let's just see what happens. We'll plug it in. So far we got a green light. What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is this? Alright, well the good news is it kind of works. The bad news is it doesn't work right. Alright, so I'm going to take a side camera and we're going to go on an adventure. One moment. I don't have a side camera, but I mean a Wanda cam, but I can make this one work. So this is what it looks like. And that's with a basic drum beat. And it's not quite, something is I think it's got too much line level going through it. But that's the drum beat, so the drum beat might not actually be the full signal. Let me try, like you see, let me try a different, like maybe an oscillator. Let me find my oscillator real quick. Where in the heck? There it is. I was trying to find the cable for it. So let me set you down for a second. Alright. Here's a straight synth input. So the filter, when I use the cutoff of the filter, you can see it sort of. Yeah, it's there's still some bugs to work out. It's the capacitance on it might not be stabilized. Weird. What's even more weird is you can actually touch the back of this thing and it varies what's lighting up, but it won't affect the circuit any. I was playing with that earlier. That's so weird. Alright, so there's full range. That's coming off of the oscillator instead of the drums. So if I pull off the oscillator and put the drums back in, the drum one actually works better. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how much of that you can actually see, but it's kind of working. We're getting there. Back to the drawing board though. Oh, hold on, let me turn this off and get my camera back over to the bench. I know that small camera is not as good as the full screen camera, so I apologize, but I wasn't actually planning on showing that on camera, so hang on a second. So the bright side, let's see. Design mode bench PSU. Yeah, I need a bit. Well, I've got a power supply that'll go up to 36 volts, which means I could theoretically make a plus and minus 12 volt. Right? I could feed 36 volt, 24 volts to a voltage divider, right? And then rectify it. Wouldn't that work? Or rather, I might want to like 36 volt DC into a normal AC power supply. I don't know. Don't. I'm just talking shit. Don't fool me. Don't get mad at me. I'm literally just. I'm stumped. This is the second revision. The first one was working perfect. By perfect, I mean it wasn't working perfect, but it was working better than this one. I don't see any traces that are off. So yeah, okay, the drawing board thing, back to the drawing board. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna try to tweak the input on it. I'm not gonna do that today because I was actually expecting this to work as well as this one, and for some reason it's almost choosing which LED to just sit at while still bouncing up the chart. Well, yeah, Delta, credit where credit is due, you know. You literally did jumpstart me in this. There's no joke there. I appreciate that. Because I've used KiCad regularly now. I enjoy it. Max input of a jelly bean. LM7812 is started. Maybe I just need to build the power. I've got the components and the caps. I could build another power supply that's 412 volt synthesis. I could. It's not a complicated circuit. I could just perf board it. Like perf board the smaller stuff and then perf board the capacitance bank. Anyway, so okay. Final thoughts on this progress. It doesn't work. Not as intended. It works. It kind of works. This is what's weird. It bounces as it should. The volume works as it should, but this volume, rather than adjusting the overall, it's almost like it picks a spot and says this is the light that's going to stay on the most while bouncing. And then this over here does attenuate as it should. I mean, there's nothing weird here. That's definitely shunting to ground when you're turning it the opposite way versus feeding it full in. I might go back and change that to just be higher resistance because it doesn't seem to overload it too much. So I might change that. But as to why this is only selecting like an LED for it to sit at, Minton Arch. Yeah, you should build one for your wall. They're fun. I want to build this one for my synthesizers. I'm sweating all over my desk. Jesus, it's hot in here. So yeah, I'm not sure I really don't know what to tell you guys on this. It should have worked better than it did. It did work though. It does bounce to the line level. I play a drum through it. You can see the drum beat. It does. The first quirk is again the resting LED. I'm not sure what's causing that. The second thing, it's pulsing from that spot rather than at the bottom. It's pulsing from that one spot. So that I could guess. I could take a pretty good guess at what's causing that. Remember what I said on pins 5? Those are the input pins. Well, for a 60 dB, they're actually not connected the way I've connected them. I'll show you. And I'm going to guess. I'm guessing that this is where I went wrong. In the original design, the one that's on the workbench, it comes from pin 5 in just a L. You can ignore this junction. You can completely ignore all of this. Pin 5 and pin 5, both pins are one solid single wire connection. Like it's just one wire from pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, one wire from pin 5, and then one wire from pin 5, and they're both interconnected. to the knob and then to the jack socket. There is no, actually, hold on, I could do even better. Now that I've got desktop audio and you can hear me, I will just show you. That's a lot easier. You see, pin 5 comes here. It's just straight in on the schematic. And this is, I'm going to have to tell you, and then I'll show you. The way I should do it to try out and see if maybe this is the problem would be the first chip, IC1, LED number 1, which is going to be this one down here, I believe. Let me look on my... Oh, no, IC1. This is LED 1, IC1, so... IC1 would get pin 5, would go to the pin 7 here. So that'll be the next revision from pin 5 to pin 7. In fact, I'm going to delete that connection and this connection. And I'll show you, I'll put in the connection and show you what I mean. This one needs to, oh, that's a bad spot. I'm going to delete that because I don't need the knob doesn't serve a purpose anymore. And then this pin 5, if we're following the design that the paper has, goes to the plus input right there. Right, so that's actually the way it's connected if you go off of the schematic, and I'll show that to you on the camera. Let me go back over here to workbench. If you look here on the schematic, you'll see LED 1 on IC1 is over here. This would be pin 7 on the TLO72. And then the plus sign goes to the second IC. So that's what I'm going to change there. Now this is, I'm not exactly sure what this circuit is for. I believe it's probably to set the level. Probably to set the bias of that amp, to be honest with you. But because I'm using a TLO72, I've got a different setup for this. Like I'm using, I'll show you. We're just hopping back everywhere. This is the circuit for that op amp. Because this, again, this is for a synthesizer, so it uses a TLO72, which has the positive and negative 12 volts. And I can just take the signal off of the jack socket. So that's what we're working with. I'm gonna let me let that camera get back down. Come on, you can do it. There we go. I'm gonna let this go back to this design. I had taken that out because it seemed to cause issues with this one. But now that it's not there, and the diode is not there, and the 2 shunt resistor and capacitors are not there, this one needs that in order to work. So that'll be the next prototype. It will be, I'm having to do these, unfortunately, the order and wait kind of way, which is not my preferred. You guys have seen, I like to perf board everything. Like even the original VCO for my synthesizer, I did perf board first, and I usually perfect it on perf board. But look, with trying to get my oh my god, my words, with trying to get my sticker shop going, just the shop in general, I've added vinyl cutting and sticker making to the makerspace, building stuff, being a parent, building a garden, like. I had to cut a corner somewhere, so this is the corner I've decided to cut, and that means when I get off a live stream here, I've already done this adjustment. You guys saw that. I am gonna go over this just a little bit more just to double check everything. But if nothing seems off or it all seems okay, then I'm going to send off for another prototype and we'll see how that one goes. And I'll just take these off like I did here and reuse that and pull these out and reuse those and they'll go in the pile. So as much as I hate to call that like a video because it's not fully working, that is actually, that's a video. That's all I've got on this. Engineering, it never comes without some kind of something. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and watching me build that. When it's finished, I'm going to, it'll probably be 20 by 40. It'll be 40 centimeter wide panel, I'm sure, because these are going to be wider spaced. They'll be, I want to make it look nice, you know, and I'm willing to make it as wide as it needs to be to look nice, because this is for a Kosmo format. If you've ever looked at a Kosmo rack, they all are pretty big. You can fit some stuff in there, so I might as well use it, right? But anyway, I will see you guys next time. The next builders live stream is going to be on the next part of this, so if I order it today, tomorrow, they're not in holiday. It takes this took about a day for them to build. If it hadn't been a holiday, it would have only taken a few days. Call it next week, right? Maybe? Hopeful. That's hopeful next week. Scruff, how's it going? Is that sticking LED the one attached to R6? Well, R6 doesn't exist on this board. It did on the first board. R6 on the first board goes, let me double check. The trace goes to pin, yeah, I believe that's pin 5. Pin 5. And then the other side of this goes down here. Oh shit, that's pin 5. 1, 2. That's pin 5. So that, okay, so R6 is the same thing as C7. R6 is a shunt resistor from pin 5 to ground, and C7 is a capacitor. It was like I was trying to bleed some excessive stuff because I thought that was a problem on the breadboard version, and it ended up not being, so I took it out, and it's no longer, these are no longer even connected on this first board, and the diode is a straight piece of wire now. That's not even a diode anymore. So on this board, it doesn't have the diode at all. It's just straight connected. And I took out the R6 and C7 because they were not used. And so, yeah, on this board, they're not there. On the next board, yeah, the only thing should be, I could probably test this trace myself. Let me see if 1, 2, 3, 4. Pin 5 is visible. And on both ends. Oh, I'm so proud of that. Look at that. There's the vias right there, the little hop. So this is the whole pin 5 input. Perfect. Here's what I'll do. I'll scrape this. I'll expose it. And I don't even have to do that. I'll just trip these. Oh my Lord, my words. I'm going to cut the traces from this 5 and this 5. And put me a jumper wire from 5 of IC1 to pin 7, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This pin here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. That's this one. Excuse me. I'll go to pin 7, and then pin 5 from the other one will go to pin 5 of the other one. I'll double check that. But yeah, that's gonna be cool. once it works. I know the breadboard works, but getting it to the final form, a few mistakes. So I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna comment my code. Remove pin 5 traces. Ah, that's an F. Oh my God. Which pin was that? We need pin 5 from IC1. So IC1 pin 5 to 7 of the op amp. And then IC2, that is not a 2. What's wrong with my brain today? I know I'm dyslexic and all, but damn. IC2 pin 5 to pin 5. No, pin 3. Pin 3/5. Because that's just the bar connection of the op amp. Cool. Right on. And I believe that's all I can do. Oh wait, I want to remove the ground. Remove ground from knob. I would rather it be a resistive knob than a grounding knob. I want to take that out of the mix. I want to take ground out of the mix just in case that's sucking some of the... Because these things are sensitive. Like, if you can get the circuitry right, they're really good. But getting them accurate and correct, I'm going for correct. I'm not going for accurate, because accurate in synthesis is this is not going on a mixer for studio. This is going on a noise making machine that makes a lot of racket. So it needs to be correct and functional to where it does what it's supposed to do, but it's not going to be precision. There's not going to be some labels next to it go, well, you're -60 and now you're +30 or whatever. So yeah, I hope that was of interest for you guys. That's going to be the next project. I'll put these tweaks into play. Oh, I was going to let's try to call the museum real quick. That was going to be the very last thing. We'll do that at the last second. We're going to try to call this museum is not obsolete, because they've got it set up online. Let's see what we can do here. Hold up. I wonder if I can even make that international call. What's the UK? Let's see. UK dial code. Dial the exit code. Wow. So I don't know if that's going to work. Let's try it. 011. It cannot be completed. Hold up. I don't want to put my phone on screen yet. I want to try to see if it can dial 44 and then 018 43 808 393. Let's see if that'll call. It says server error. All right, hold on. Let's try it a different way. Ah, come on. 01144 018. If somebody knows how to dial out of the US to another country, you're welcome to chime in and let me know. I could be doing this wrong. I gotta go back over here to Livestream to see chat though. What am I cooking? I have worked on a VU prototype that ended up not working. It happens. All right, so that didn't work. Let's try without the out of the country code thing. 081 Let's try that. I've never dialed international. Well, I'm trying. I've never dialed out of country. Excuse me. Oh my god. You gotta add a plus sign to it or something? Somebody. I'm a noob. It will. Where's the plus sign? There's the plus sign. +44. Paste. This might do it. It won't ring, but it's trying. It sure tried. It didn't call it right though. It added a number that, or it took away a number that was supposed to be there. There we go. Let's try that. It won't call it. Okay, so I won't. Yeah, I did think 01144. Okay, I'll try that one. 01144. Yeah. 01843 808 393.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
Maybe.
Or dial 611 for customer assistance. Next.
I don't have international calling on my phone. You dropped the leading 0. Okay. All right. So zero 1144. So you would replace the 0 in the 01843, so it'd be like 41843. I've never called international before, so this is definitely new for me. But I thought I would give it a try anyway.
Is not in service. Please check the number and dial again.
Oh.
Or dial 611 for customer assistance. Message MN201 MN53.
Okay then. Well, it didn't. Hey, it said. What's his number? It's a UK number. Here, if you want to take a print screen or pause or whatever, and write this number down. You could also go to his channel, but I wrote him down because I was going to try to give it a call and just see if it would ring. But I don't have international calling on my phone, so I'm going to hold that up for just a little second longer. Everybody got that more or less? Cool. All right. So if you want to try to call it, you can. I was going to try to call it. That would have been kind of cool to ring it up. But I do not have international calling. Otherwise, it would have rang. Got to open the shop. All right, Brad. Well, you have a great day. I hope you have a good day at work. I'm going to get out of here. And, yeah, I'm going to do the last little cleanup on this PCB. I'm going to make some stickers. The next sticker designs I'm going to make are going to have 4 formulas to calculate filters, basically, so that for quick reference. And then I want to make another set of stickers. This is a prototype, basically. I want to convert this, which is all of the 10s, 1s, but it gives you the conversions. I want to make this into a sticker that I can shrink down and get rid of the excessive stuff. Like I don't ever use anything past pico. So from pico all the way up to mega or giga. So giga to pico, that range. So negative 10 to the negative 12th all the way to 10 to the 9th. Yeah. Or even 10 to the 12 to 12 would be good. Do that range and make that into a sticker so that I have a easy reference when I need it. And then the formulas, I wrote them down. Screwed that number up. Whoops. This is I want to put in the FC, but I want to do, there's another formula, and that's the constant for an antenna. Either that or I thought about doing this as a 4-way grid with a square in the middle. So like it'll be FH for F frequency high and then frequency low. And then you could do your resistance and then capacitance and then have the constant, the delta equals C divided by F in the middle. Those are the next stickers. Did I screw that number up though, for real? I have to go to his page and double check. But it's live. You're supposed to be able to call it even like after hours, I think. It just nobody'd be there to answer the phone. So like if you're trying to get somebody to pick up, unless it's open, which is a Saturday and Sunday, I believe, like during a set hour UK time, nobody's going to answer the phone. It'll just ring. But you could do the jingle desk, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 numbers you could call that don't require somebody to pick up, and there's 1, 2, 3 that require somebody to pick up. It looks like. Oh no, you did. Okay. I was gonna say I hope I got the number right. If I got it wrong, then that's my bad. Whoops. But yeah, so overall, I guess there's nothing more for me to update you guys on. I will be busy out in the garden I'm working on, so the next update, I can't even give you a date on the live stream till I know this is on the way. But I will say that call it a week, give it a week, and that's why I did this one on Tuesday, so that I could correct anything today, order it by tonight. Maybe it'll get finished production by Thursday, ship out with the 2-day DHL. So for them, it'll be here by Monday, right? So yeah, that we'll shoot for next week, and hopefully that'll be the working one. So I'm gonna put these tweaks in, get these stickers made up, and I will catch you guys next time. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Heck yeah. See you later, Delta and Brad, Scruff Dog, Phil in the kitchen, Liz. I saw Nadia and Jessica's in here blending. Dang. What other? Joe? Well, what's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all. I will holler at you next time. Cheers for stopping by.